Hi everyone, welcome to the Friday edition of Source 16 News. I'm Eddie Owen. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news, Source 16 has an exclusive story tonight concerning the names of the individuals Christian County Public School Superintendent Brady Link plans on recommending to make up the new Christian County High School Site-Based Decision-Making Council. Link told Source 16 today he submitted the following individuals to Kentucky Education Commissioner Terry Holliday for consideration. Link recommended the following Christian County High School teachers: David Joyner, Alicia Lancaster, Lee Ellen Malone, Eva McGowan Martin, and Clint Willis. And he recommended the following parents: Monica Holloway, John Edwards, Tom Daniel, Chris Patterson, Tara Mahone, and Jefferson Alexander. According to Link, 4 out of the 11 individuals that he recommended are minorities. He also says the commissioner will now appoint a new advisory council. However, they will not be able to vote or take action on school-related matters. As Source 16 previously reported, the former Christian County Site-Based Decision-Making Council was disbanded after the Kentucky Board of Education denied the school board's appeal to leave the council as is. According to school board attorney Jack Lackey Jr., the Kentucky Board of Education confirmed the decision made by Commissioner Holliday on February 15th to disband the council at the district's lowest performing school, CCHS. Meanwhile, Link says he may announce on Monday the school district's new communications director, which was formerly held by Reagan Honeycutt, who resigned last month. State employees received some good news from Governor Steve Beshear today. The governor sent out an email to state employees informing them that due to a robust recovery in the general fund tax receipts, at this time, no furlough days for state employees will be scheduled for fiscal year 2012. The Office of State Budget Director reported today that May's general fund receipts grew 17.8% compared to May 2010. That's an increase of $113.6 million. The governor says the enacted budget calls for a 4.5% revenue growth for the entire fiscal year. So therefore, it appears the state will end the current fiscal year with unexpected funds, although the actual amount will not be known until the books are closed after June 30th. Beshear said they'll continue to evaluate whether any furloughs will be necessary to balance the $169 million budgeted gap in the fiscal year 2012 when they have updated revenue projections. However, he notes if things continue as they are going now, that will not be necessary. In his email, Beshear thanked all state employees for their sacrifice that helped save over 400 state jobs and helped balance the state's budget despite incredibly difficult financial times. First District Congressman Ed Whitfield traveled to Mayfield this morning to make a major announcement that will affect Western Kentucky residents. Whitfield of Hopkinsville announced the state has received a national emergency grant worth over $4.2 million.
These, when you submit grants to obtain money for this area, the ability of people, number one, to locate the grants, and number two, to write the grant applications goes a long way in determining the success of receiving.
The multi-million-dollar grant will help create 317 temporary jobs. The West Kentucky Workforce Investment Board was awarded about $2.7 million of the grant. WKWIB Director Sheila Clark explains who is eligible for the grant.
We serve the 17 counties of Western Kentucky, and in doing that, of course, Christian County, Hopkinsville, and its surrounding counties are all a part of that group. The only county that would not be served in the Pinnaroll region would be Muhlenberg County with some of the activities in the group. That doesn't mean that they couldn't qualify in the future, but in looking at the activities, we're trying to assist the individuals that are unemployed with temporary jobs. The first group that we'd be looking at would be individuals that had lost their job because of the damages that were done by the natural disaster. And then the second group of people would be those individuals that are long-term unemployed that have not found work in the area but may look at this as a work option for them.
The grant provides temporary workers to cities, counties, state parks, public and private agencies to assist with cleanup efforts and pays for their salaries and cost of required personal safety equipment. Well, the Breathitt at Pennyroyal Parkway in Hopkins County will be getting some much-needed repair. Governor Beshear today directed the Transportation Cabinet to undertake 19 emergency pavement repairs across the state to fix sections of highway pavement damaged by severe winter weather. The governor said the cabinet will use $13.6 million of contingency funds for the projects that are being added to the cabinet's 2011 highway maintenance schedule. According to Beshear, using the contingency funds was necessary because the projects are not scheduled in the Kentucky Highway Plan and current year maintenance funds have already been committed. Well, the 6th annual Kiwanis Club Soapbox Derby kicked off today in downtown Hopkinsville with time trials for the big race day tomorrow. Young participants were already in derby mode this afternoon as Source 16 spoke to Wally Lyon about this family-friendly event.
We have 86 racers this year. We started out the first year with 28, I believe it was. Last year we had 69, so we have a big race. Last night at the James E. Bruce Convention Center, we entertained a little over 400 people with all the parents and grandparents and the sponsors and everything for a banquet in their.
Source 16 and our parent company, New Wave Communications, are among several sponsors for this year's Soapbox Derby held on Bethel Street next to the Public Library downtown. Well, the United States Army celebrates its 236th birthday tomorrow. At Fort Campbell, the United States Army Association and Morale, Welfare, and Recreation will be hosting a June family event tomorrow with fun kicking off at noon. There will be belly dancing and Zumba demonstrations, face painting, balloon twisters, patriotic themed crafts, and more until 4 p.m. at Destiny Parks and Pavilions. Now at 2 p.m. a special Army birthday cake cutting ceremony will be held to celebrate the Army's 236th birthday. Food and beverages will be available for purchase from various vendors. Fort Campbell officials remind those attending the birthday celebration there are no ATMs on site and pets are not allowed. Well, the Hopkinsville City Council Committee of the Whole will be hosting an open, informal meeting regarding the proposed move of the police department and city administrative offices. Mayor Dan Kemp said the purpose of the meeting is to inform the public and allow feedback regarding plans to renovate the current municipal building for the police department and to build a new municipal building at the old Planters Bank building location at 715 South Main Street. Representatives from Earl Swinson and Associates will also be present to discuss specific questions regarding the project. The meeting will be held Tuesday night at 6 in the council chambers of the Lackey Municipal Building. A Hopkins County teen is back home after she was reported missing Wednesday evening. According to Hopkins County Sheriff's Detective Matt Sanderson, 17-year-old Haley Morgan of Dawson Springs was located today and returned to the custody of her mother. Morgan's mother called the Sheriff's Department Wednesday evening to report that her teenage daughter was missing and had possibly run away. Detective Sanderson told Source 16 the 17-year-old was located in Dawson Springs. In celebration of National Get Outdoors Day, Land Between the Lakes will be waiving fees for visitors at participating day-use facilities this weekend. Now, according to LBL officials, general admission to Woodlands Nature Station, Elk and Bison Prairie, and the 1 p.m. Golden Pond Planetarium show will be free. Wranglers Campground will also be waiving day-use riding fees. LBL Customer Service Manager Brian Beisel says we want to take this opportunity to give back to our communities and encourage people to recreate on federal public lands such as LBL. The USDA Forest Service is participating in the fee waiver weekend, along with the National Park Service, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the Bureau of Land Management. Visitors will be able to enjoy other fee waiver days in September to celebrate National Public Lands Day and in November in honor of Veterans Day. Meanwhile, the home place staff at LBL will present Children's Day Colors on the Farm Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. to celebrate the International Year of Forest by focusing on how farm families use the forest to color their lives. Admission's $4, ages 13 and up, $3, 5 to 12, and free for ages 4 and under. Well, the Hopkinsville Police Department will be conducting DUI checkpoints in order to help make the community safer. Police will be conducting the DUI checkpoints on various dates and at various locations throughout the city the remainder of the month. Now, by having these DUI checkpoints, spokesman Officer Paul Ray says it's the department's mission to reduce the number of impaired drivers traveling our streets, educate the public, and to achieve the ultimate goal of making Hopkinsville a safer place to live and to drive. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet crews are continuing to make repairs to a portion of a Lyon County road damaged by a landslide due to recent weather. Well, as you can see in this video, this is just one example of the extensive damage to some Kentucky roadways caused by the heavy rains and flooding this spring. This damaged section of Kentucky 93 in Lyon County is about 1,500 feet long, and work by contractors is more of a rebuild than a repair. Some of the work you see in this video includes spraying concrete as part of the reconstruction effort. The work has been progressing as quickly as weather will allow. Kentucky 93 runs along Lake Barkley and is an important tourism route serving a number of resorts and marinas. Its temporary closure adds about 12 miles to a trip between Eddyville and Eddy Creek in southeastern Lyon County. Early estimates indicate the cost to fix this section of Kentucky 93 could be around $600,000. While the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet does not yet have a final statewide total for cost to repair all state road damages caused by slides and flooding this spring, it could reach up to $20 million or more.